The next thing that we're going to do is talk about perpendicularity and angle bisectors. Something that is perpendicular are when two lines form a right angle. Again, right angles measure 90 degrees. So we have like an upside down T. And if you notice in the corner, it kind of looks like two lines that form two right angles. Then we have an angle bisector. A bisector is when a ray divides an angle into two congruent parts. So we have two congruent parts, two congruent angles. And you'll see me write this a lot. In number 6, it says that if AC is perpendicular to DE, name all of the right angles formed. Go ahead and list all of the right angles formed. Here are all 8 right angles that are formed when we have these two lines that are perpendicular. So if you notice, B, which is in the middle of all of them, B is the vertex, the point in the center. And we cannot call this angle B because there would be 8 angle B's if it were possible. In number 7, it says in the diagram below, if ABD is congruent to angle CBD, then name the angle bisector. So when we have two angles that are congruent, so we have angle ABD, so from A to B to D, it's congruent to angle CBD, so from C to B to D, so this angle right here. To show that they're congruent, just like segments, we're going to put a tick mark. So therefore, the angle bisector, so the line, or the ray in this case, cutting the angle into two congruent parts, is this ray BD. And we can put the arrow over the D. If you notice, both of these angles listed have BD as part of the angles, and it shows that since these two connect, all right, they overlap at BD. That's another way that we can show that BD is the ray or the angle bisector. Let's use some algebra. So we have line AB is perpendicular to line CE. So since they're perpendicular, we can go ahead and label all of the right angles in the corners. It says that the measure of angle AOE, so from A to O to E, this whole thing is 7x plus 20. And the measure of angle FOA, which is right here, is 3x minus 10. Find the measure of angle FOE. So we're looking for FOE. So I'm looking for the whole thing. Right now, though, I don't know what this entire thing is. We don't have an expression there. However, I do know that 7x minus 20 is in a 90-degree angle. So what I can do is set 7x plus 20 equal to 90. Because of the word perpendicular, we were able to say that that was 90. And now I can solve to find what x is. We solve and find that x equals 10. I can plug the 10 in. So 3 times 10 minus 10. So this angle is 30. We already know that this is equal to 90. So to find the measure of angle FOE, we have 30 plus 90, which equals 110 degrees. In number 9, we have ray AK bisects angle MAR. So since we have bisector here, I know that the word bisector means two equal parts. So this angle is equal to this angle. It says the measure of angle MAK is 6x minus 16, and the measure of RAK, R to A to K, is 3x plus 8. Find the measure of angle RAK. So since I know that that word bisector means two equal parts, I'm going to use that word equal and set 6x minus 16 equal to 3x plus 8. Solve for x. Once you solve for x, you'll get that x equals 8. Finally, plug that in to find the measure of angle RAK. So we have 3 times 8 plus 8. So 24 plus 8 equals 32 degrees. Just to double check that you did the answer correct, you can plug the 8 into 16x minus 16, and you will also get 32. So that's just a check to make sure that you did it correct. For number 10, we have that POY bisects angle COP. So with that word bisect, we know two equal parts. So I'm going to go ahead and label that they're equal. We have that POY, the measure of angle POY is 7x minus 6, and the measure of COP, so that is this entire thing, COP is 15x minus 21. Find the measure of angle COP. So eventually, we're going to have to figure out what the entire thing is. Well, since I know that this bisector, this ray, cut it into two equal parts, I can also say that COY is 7x minus 6. So we take 7x minus 6 plus the other 7x minus 6 and set it equal to the whole thing, which is 15x minus 21. So originally we did not have a COY, however, with two equal parts, we can rewrite it in there. Go ahead and solve for x. You should get that x equals 9, and finally you just have to plug it in. So we have the measure of angle COP equals 15 times 9 minus 21, which equals 114. And then finally our closure. So it says to find two different ways to solve for x. Go ahead and find one way to solve for x, and I'll go ahead and show in the video two ways. So I can use the word bisector to cut the 90 in half so that one of the angles is equal to 45 degrees, or we can add 2 of the 29x minus 13 to equal 90. Either way, the value of x equals 2, and that is using the word bisector and perpendicular.